Today we will use a hundreds chart to add tens and ones. Remember, when you're using a hundreds chart to add tens, we move down on the hundreds chart. When we're adding 1 on a hundreds chart, we always move to the right. So this says, how can you use a hundred chart to find the sum of 8 plus 40? 8 plus 40, okay? Show your work and tell how you found the sum. So if we have 8 plus 40, it's rewritten here. I'm going to start at the larger number, the greater number. I know that 40 is greater, so I'm going to go find 40 on my hundreds chart. I know that 40 is right here, so I'm going to highlight it. Now I need to add 8 to 40. When I'm adding 8, I know that I have to go to the right. Uh-oh, I can't go to the right here, right? Because we're at the end of a row. So I know that I have to go down to the next row. So from 40, after 40 comes 41. So one jump we would go down here to 41. So we added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 40 is 48, right? So we can finish our equation right here by writing equals 48. Now there is another way you can do it. You can start at 8 and add 40, because we know that 40, if I were to start at 8, right? 8 is right here. And we know that 40 is really 4 groups of 10. 2, right? So I have 4 groups of 10. And when I'm adding a group of 10, I know that I can just move down on a hundreds chart. So 8 plus 10 would be 18. Plus 20 would be 28. 10 more would be adding 30. We're at 38. And if we add 10 more, we land on the same sum as before, 48. So you can use either number to start. I like to start with the greater number because I think it's easier, but you can try it both ways. Let's try another one. Okay, how can you use the hundreds chart to find the sum, remember sum means adding, of 6 and 50? So I have 6 plus 50. So we'll try this both ways just like we just did. First, I'm going to start with my greater number, 50. I'm going to find 50 on my hundreds chart. Switch my color. 50 is right here. Okay, now I have 50. I have to add 6 more. 50 plus 6 more. 50 plus 1 more would be 51. So I added 1 more. Now I have to keep adding until I end with 6, right? I have to stop when I get to 6. So I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stop. The sum we landed on was 56. Okay, 6 plus 50 equals 56. Let's try this another way and see if we get the same sum. This time, let's start with 6. If I start at 6, change my color so we can see the 2 different ways. If I start at 6 and I want to add 50, remember, 50 is 5 groups of 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 5 groups of 10. When I add 1 group of 10, I jump down. We added 1 group of 10. 2 groups of 10. 3 groups of 10. 4 groups of 10. 5 groups of 10. And we land on the same sum as before. We land on 56, which is the same. So 6 plus 50 equals 56. Right, let's try one together again. 20 plus 14. Okay, now it's getting a little bit more tricky, right? Not just a single digit number that we're adding. Here we have 20 plus 14. They're both 2-digit numbers. Let's start with 20. Okay, I like starting with the greater number, so I'm going to start with 20. I have to add 14 to it. I know I could just count up 14 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I think there's a better way. I could take 14 and break it up, right? We know that 14 is 10 and 4 more. So if I know that 20, starting at 20, I could add 10, which is 30, and 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would land on 34. Okay, so 20 plus 14 is 34. I could also try it another way. Start with 14 and add on 20. Now we know 20 is 2 groups of 10. So that's pretty easy. We could just move down on a 100 chart. So first we will find 14. And now I will add 20. Add 1 group of 10, add 2 groups of 10, and I land on 34.